Greetings, Paul Cree. Make your own bed and hope for the best. Show development. This is going to be story number 9, but it's actually 2 stories kind of welded together in a medley, which is what I did on the original. No, not the original, but the version of this I did before lockdown last year at the Vaults Festival. I weaved 2 jobs into one, and I wanted to keep that for this. Alright, so in case you're wondering what on earth's going on, Make Your Own Bed and Hope for the Best is a show that I've been developing over the last 2 years on and off about the experiences of employment that I've had, and this is the 9th story, 10th video that I've had where I've been showing different parts of the text that I've been working on. Alright, we're getting closer till next month. We're going to be doing 2 previews, Camden People Theatre, 30th and 31st of July. And if you've been watching any of these, all of these, thank you. You might be wondering what the hell, that show's an hour long. How on earth is he going to fit all of this in there? I'm working on it, alright? I'm working on it. But trust me, it's going good. I've got a few bits of music and that, and I'm excited. So listen, I'm not going to mess around because there's quite a lot to get through here. So what I'm going to do, because it's like split, these 2 jobs, they go back and forth, alright? Using my very basic limited camera skills, I'm going to do a little cut in between each part of it, alright? Because it's just want to try and get that feel of keeping it moving, which is what I was trying to go on stage. Cut. Whatever. Anyway, here we go. I've just finished Lloyd's for the day, and I'm standing in the South Lanes staring at the silver phone my mate from H.F.T.B gave me, as mine was busted. It's ringing. No one really rings me, apart from Mum. I don't recognise the number, but it's got a Brighton dialing code. Oi, maybe it's Maria from Sainsbury's. Hello? It's a woman called Barbara from OCS Cleaning Services, about the evening cleaner position that I only vaguely remember applying for. Oh, hi. Hello. I'm surprised someone's actually got back to me. When I realised I needed dough, even though Lloyd's is more money than Sainsbury's, I scoured the free papers again, even the shitty adverts that are just a tiny little nondescript paragraph a few lines long, and I applied for bare jobs. And apart from that one where I was going to be editing inappropriate text messages for a late night gay chat TV station, which turns out went bust before I even had an interview, despite traipsing 2 miles through the snow to get there, only to see an eviction notice on the door, then went and spent £7.50 on petrol station snacks, slapping it on the credit card, no one had come back to me. Yes, Barbara, I'm interested. Barbara. She says it's Monday to Friday, 6 till 8 p.m. It's not too far away. Can I do a trial shift tomorrow? Yes, Barbara, I can. Please, thank you. Goodbye, please. I look at my feet. I'm standing on my own 2 feet. On my own. Shit. Cleaning. This data entry gig is alright. I'm part of a small team supervised by a Darren, who I found out is into goth music and blues music and plays bass guitar in a band. I get the impression Darren's a low-key maverick trying to take down the crap banking system from within. Either that or he's just trying to keep his nut down and stay off the telephones. He's carved out this little team for himself, and it's a sweet gig, as he supervises. And aside from the senior managers, we're the only ones that don't have to talk to the customers. I don't fancy that job, even if they do get paid more money and have holiday and sick pay, and general camaraderie with the other Lloyd staff. Dealing with people in debt? No thanks. I've had some of those phone calls before. In fact, I've had a few recently about my overdraft, and my credit card, and my council tax. I work with Mohammed, who's not long come over to England from Pakistan. Geezer was a university lecturer back there in politics. Now he's here, sat next to me, typing check numbers into a spreadsheet all day, for a wage only slightly more than what I was earning at Sainsbury's, which still ain't enough to cover the basics. Not even Sainsbury's basics. Mohammed also works at a newsagent on the weekends and at Marks and Spencer's in the evening. He hasn't complained once. The only time he ever vaguely complains is when he tells me he can't understand people. So I try to explain to him most days about the numerous nuances and colloquialisms that everyday British people speak with. He tells me he finds it difficult understanding anyone. The geezer speaks near perfect English, and he's surprised when I tell him that I know hardly anyone that does. This gig's alright. No customers or dickhead managers breathing down my neck, and it's simple. Me and Mohammed drink the watery free tea from the vending machine anytime we want, collect the fraudulent check copies from the fax, then type the details of those checks into a spreadsheet looking for patterns. We're dealing with low-level fraud here. What seems like small teams of people running up check guarantee accounts all over the UK, nearly always spending them at cash converters, Londis or cost cutters. It's vaguely interesting. Vaguely. My eyes and wrists hurt at the end of each day from the constant typing and intensely staring at a screen. And I make a few mistakes. But Darren seems cool, and Mohammed, he's cool, and it's better than Sainsbury's. So I'm at this big, swanky new build office complex behind Brighton Station. All the buildings have grand names like Admiral House. I just met Barbara upstairs in the building that I'll be cleaning. It's the offices of the DVLA. Barbara's a burly woman with short grey hair, glasses, maybe mid-50s, seems friendly yet assertive. Like she'd seen it all, like some kind of equivalent of a cleaning game Vietnam vet. There's this other girl there, Holly, who's also doing a trial shift. She's maybe around mid-20s with longish blonde dreadlocks and the sort of baggy trousers that I'd imagine posh kids might wear on gap years to India. Not an uncommon sight in Brighton. She seems nice enough though. Barbara is showing us round the office where and what we need to clean and where all the gear is. She pulls out 2 Henry the Hoovers from the cupboard. Off you go, she says. I don't move for a moment. I don't know why, but I was expecting a little bit more, like where's the training video of the minor celebrity telling me how to lift a box? What are you waiting for? Off you go. Alright. I pick up the Hoover and I get stuck in. About an hour passes and I've given it a good crack, hoovering, wiping and dusting. Enough so that Barbara is now offering both me and Holly the job on a split. She takes down our bank details, gets us to sign something, gives us keys and alarm codes, and off I go. I'm a cleaner now. I now have 2 jobs, 5 days a week, and if my maths is right, enough money to pay my bills, council tax, and maybe have a couple of beers. I feel sort of good. Like maybe, just maybe, like kind of proud. Maybe I'm finally getting somewhere. Maybe. Me and Mohammed are on the lowest rungs of the ladder in this call centre, but we just get on with it. No one really bothers us. Lloyd's seems to have an almost endless hierarchy of team leaders, supervisors, managers, floor managers, area managers, supreme managers, vice chancellor managers and lieutenant brigadier general managers, and we're on the very bottom, maybe one above the cleaners, but it's still better than Sainsbury's and I'm a cleaner anyway. As long as those senior managers sign our Adecco timesheets at the end of the week so me and Mohammed can get paid, I don't care. Most of the other people don't really talk to us. To be fair, they probably see the temps come and go. They're mostly stuck on the phones chasing money from customers who owe a lot of dough. I've since found out this call centre deals with the big debts and is the last chance saloon before the cases go legal, so quite often there's some pretty intense conversations going on around me. Glad I don't have to do that. A lot of raised voices and talks of court threats and solicitors. These guys are the elite collectors. Lloyd's has call centres all over the place, all dealing with debt. How many customers does this flipping bank have? Alright, apart from my eyes, hands and chest stinging a bit from the various cleaning products I have to use every day, this gig's alright. I come in, say hello to Holly and crack on with it. Sometimes I chat to the office manager and have a good laugh with her, but then I carry on as she normally goes home. It is a bit of a mission getting here. because I have to eat as soon as I get in from Lloyd's, then I'm straight out the door again. I bought a load of frozen mince and I'm trying to cook a bunch of it on Sunday so I can eat it for a few days after. I listen to music on my mini disc player. That Talvin Sing album, OK. Or recent lyrics I've recorded over instrumentals that I've got, whilst I clean. Me and Holly have started rotating on the toilets. At first I do the boys and she do the girls. Now she's figured out it's quicker if one of us does both and the other does the kitchen, then rotate the next day. Yesterday I went in and cleaned the ladies. All the rumours were true. They really are much nicer. There's a lot going on in my head. A lot of the time. Lyrics, ideas, worries, mad stuff. Sometimes it's a bit too much. I can sit there in the call centre looking at my screen and I can make myself excited. I can make myself angry or horny, or if I'm tired I can just think myself into a daydream. And then I forget what I'm doing. I type and I make mistakes on the spreadsheet. It's happened a few times now and Mohammed's had to correct me. It's a bit annoying. I've been doodling on my paper though. I'm developing this sick biro technique. I get mad into it. It's all squiggles and lines and squirks and accented lines with sharp points. I also write lyrics in my notebook when no one's looking. And when there's in-between moments, whilst we're waiting for the next lot of checks to be faxed over, the limited internet access allows us to at least look at the BBC News website, Company's House and Experian. I'm learning. There's a lot I don't understand about this world and it frustrates me. I've recently taken to reading all the published manifestos from the political parties contesting the upcoming 2005 general election. It's on the BBC website, trying to get my head around it all. And it just so happens, I've got a political expert sat next to me, typing numbers into a spreadsheet, listening to me talk about football. Mohammed often tells me, when I ask him, which is like all the time, about his specialism, which was international relations. He explains to me the situation in Pakistan with Mubarak and their relationship with America, India and the rest of the Middle East. In our very uneven daily information exchanges, I talk to him about the things that I know about, which isn't a lot admittedly, but mainly football and music and the regional differences in the UK. I tell him about the other sick things that I love about the UK, like biscuits. I've got him right into digestives and custard creams, and I try and impress him by using the 1 or 2 Urdu swear words I learnt back in school. He's not that impressed, and he speaks Pashto. It's Friday today, but I couldn't find any of the senior managers. Apparently they've all gone on a company away day to some hotel off the M23. No one told us, so that means there was no one around to sign our timesheets, which means me and Mohammed don't get paid. I phoned up the agency, they didn't know, they just said I get double the next week. That's no good though. My council tax is overdue and I'm close to maxing out my credit card. Again. It's getting hard to control my eating impulses. Where I've been making mince, I just end up eating it all on a Monday because I'm so hungry and not saving it. So for the rest of the week there's nothing to eat except for white bread and butter and the crap that I buy on the credit card like donuts and that. I've been trying to educate myself about food and diet and how bread is really bad for you, but I'm just too knackered to sort anything else out. I'm pretty tired and I've got a bit of a cough, but I'm alright. Last few nights I've not been able to sleep too good. In fact, last few weeks I can smell bleach all the time. Regardless, this cleaning gig's still alright. It's hard work, especially wiping the mirrors in the toilets. I keep smearing them no matter how hard I try. Holly flies around and she's worked out that if we get it all done we can leave early. I've had 2 pay slips so far now, and it's not as much money as I thought. With the first one, I assumed it was a mistake, but it turns out I've had some extra tax slapped on me, some second income thing. What is the point in doing a second job if I'm going to get taxed even more? I did it so I could pay my council tax. I've been late a few times this week. I don't know. It's getting colder and I'm finding it hard to get up in the mornings. I feel like a dead weight. Darren had to have a little word with me, and there's no privacy in this place so everyone could see how I was getting a talking to. He was nice about it, as he knew I'd moved recently into a new flat and I moved most of it myself in bin liners back and forth on foot. Mum and Dad had to sign some guarantor form in case I default on the rent as my credit is shit. Dad weren't happy about that, they're not exactly flush for cash, so I need to make sure it gets paid. What else do I do though? That bedsit was grim and making me ill. Makes me wonder for a moment though, what do you do when you got no one to sign that guarantor form? I told Darren that I'm really sorry and I'll double my efforts. I like him and I think he's letting me off light here, so I don't want to let him down. He also tells me I've been making too many mistakes on the spreadsheets and I should slow down when I type, and it's been noticed by one of them field marshal covert strategy general managers that I've been doodling a lot. Problem is, our little team has become successful, getting more and more checks sent in from different call centres, so the workload is increased. But I can't stay late because I have to clean, so I've got to go faster to get it all done. So I make more mistakes. I feel shit. I like Darren. He ends by saying that he's inquired about me and Mohammed being taken on permanently by Lloyds, which would mean a salary, holiday and sick pay, and more money, so I could ditch the cleaning job. But in a way it makes me feel even worse, because I've been letting him down. It's a bit of a piss take, but I asked him for permission to have a few days off. Apparently I've earned it through the agency. I'm going to Nuki with some mates back home. He tells me I could do with a break. I feel like I'm walking through treacle. Just wolf down 6 slices of bread with reduced extra mature cheddar. Don't care what anyone says, or what any health book says, cheese on toast is banging. Spent the whole afternoon at Lloyd's trying not to fall asleep as if there were 2 thumbs pushing down on my eyelids. I'm walking down Station Road on my way to clean past the big billboard near the railway bridge. I've walked past it every day, and every day this week I've stopped to look at it. It's election season. The current poster on the billboard is for the Labour Party and it's a huge picture of Margaret Thatcher's face with some witty slogan. Predictably and amusingly, someone has climbed up there and written cunt on her forehead. It's really high up, so they would have had to go to a lot of trouble. Maybe they had to get a big ladder or something. The handwriting is scrawled and really crap. It reminds me of mine. And it's the sort of bollocks me and my mate used to graffiti the school toilets with. It's not good, but the silliness of it makes me laugh, even though every day when I see it, I stop, pay my respects, giggle, then trudge on. I walk slower today. I'm trying to conserve my energy because it feels like it's gradually leaking out of me like a slow plunger on a bike tyre. I arrive in the building, head up the stairs, get the Hoover out. I just about get the job done. I cut a few corners, go home and collapse on my bed and stare at the ceiling because I can't sleep. Maybe I'll get some kip in Nuki. He's so calm. Mohammed was calmly reminding me not to type so fast, as I'm still making too many mistakes. He's so calm. It's annoying. I ignored him. He reminded me again. Minutes later, calmly, I ignored him again. He then leant over my screen calmly and pointed. I can fucking see it. I was gonna fucking correct it. Why do you keep fucking doing that? I can see there's a mistake. There was no need for it. I barely spoke for the rest of the day. Spent most of the time in my head chastising myself for being a prick to Mohammed. At the end of the day, I apologised to him and Darren. Pretty sure everyone else in the call centre noticed as well. Mohammed laughed, shrugged his shoulders, said it was okay, calmly. First thing I see when I arrive in the DVLA building is Holly in the kitchen, stood next to Barbara. Why's Barbara here? Barbara explains that the office manager has complained that the job isn't being done properly and they know we've been leaving early. I thought that manager was my mate. Barbara then goes around with me and Holly as we have to show her exactly what we've been doing. It quickly becomes clear who's not very good at cleaning. Barbara instructs me to shadow Holly for the rest of the shift to show me how she cleans. Aside from the instructions, Holly barely speaks to me. I stay an extra hour and a half to make it up. I'm going to Nuki tomorrow. Can't wait. Right, there you go. So that's a whole like condensed segment. Yeah, after this, there's only a couple more pieces. 3 I think. And then then begins the process of like putting it all together, which I'm sort of starting to do anyway. So please, 30th, 31st of July, Camden People's Theatre, Make Your Own Bed and Hope for the Best. You can come and see what I've been doing with all of this. If you like this, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Check out Eyeballs as well, Beats and Elements. Live and direct on Instagram, Camden People's Theatre Instagram. We're doing our bi-weekly live show. We've got poets, rappers, beatboxers. It's going really well so far, so please be sure to check that out. And thank you very much for listening if you've got this far. Bye.